Good morning, everyone. We are on day 4. Can y'all believe it? We are almost done with our first week of the money challenge. How many of y'all have just been so successful this week? I would love to know your wins. So go ahead and comment below if you've been participating and what has been your funnest thing so far that you've been doing. So here's our book. If you did not get the book and you got the PDF, that is totally great. If you did not get either, that is totally fine as well, but you can still participate in our challenge that we have. Okay, so today is real fun. I mean, it is so fun. So as sarcasm there inserted. But no, really, this is something that you have to do. So as hard as this may be to do, you have to do it. This is just a need. So what you're going to do is if you have the book, you have, we are on day 4 of week 1 challenge. So if you go to page 14 in the book, hey Pamela, hey Anastasia, are y'all excited? Have you been participating? I would love to know. Okay, so here is day 4. It is Thursday, not Tuesday, because I kept on thinking it was Tuesday, because I usually do Facebook Live on Tuesdays. But today is the day that we get to fill out bank account information and credit card information. And y'all, you need to do this. You just need to do this, especially if you're married, because your spouse needs to do this if they do the finances mainly. Whoever does the main finances needs to do that. Hey Jennifer, hey Connie, hey Catherine. I'm so glad y'all have joined and hopping on here. Okay, but this is just a need. And so what you're gonna do is you are gonna go to page 9 and 10 of the book, okay, and your bank account information. So aren't these books pretty? They're just so pretty. Okay, so if you look here, we have the bank account information. I kind of started filling it in, but then what I did is I went online and I found like this thing. So here is how you get this information. How many of y'all already know how to do this? Actually, it's really interesting because my daughter just actually took a finance class in 8th grade and she had to learn how to write a check and had to learn all this. So I was so thankful that she's learning that. But if you don't know that, that's totally fine. No shame. Okay, so what you're going to do on the bank account information right here, and I would love to know if you are on day 4 and you've been participating this week, what has been your thing this week that you've given up because it's the no spend challenge week? And what is your goal? What is your main financial goal? Because that's what all of this is about. We need to get a financial goal ahead. So what do you want to not go in debt for, but you want to pay cash for? Is it a vacation? What is your dream vacation? I would love to know. Are you looking at trying to buy a bigger house, a different house in a different neighborhood? Add on to your house. That's what our next big financial goal is to hopefully add on to our house eventually. So that's our next big thing. But what is yours? I would love to know if you comment. Yeah, Robin, I know. I have said for years, young adults say life skill class. I agree 100%. Karen, yours is to become debt free. What an amazing goal. That is, y'all, I would love to see. Remember, get that emergency fund, that $500 to $1,000 emergency fund in your savings account. After that, work towards that debt. Pay that debt off. Because that is the most important thing. Once you're debt free, y'all, it's so easy to breathe. It's just you just feel, I can't explain the relief, but you just feel that relief. Once you get those credit cards and those car payments paid off, it feels so good. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about today's bank account information worksheet. So you're going to be on the worksheet. What you're going to do is you just kind of look at your routing number, account, and check. So this is basically I found this online. Here's your routing number, and then here's your account number. So you're just going to write the routing number in where the routing number is, and then you're going to write your account number up on top, and your account number is right here in the check. And if you don't have this and you have online banking, your online banking has all of this. If you just do online banking, you definitely have that. And then you have the bank name, and then you have the phone number. You have to Google that and Google the address and the website. And then the username is you have to write this down. Again, this is stuff that you want to put down. It's very personal information. You can have it. What you would do is after you're done with that, you're going to tear this page off and you're going to put it in a lockbox in your home. Make sure it's not just sitting around and everything. So and then you just do your debit card or credit card. You get that from the thing, and then your PIN. This is just really good information to have if something were to happen, God forbid, to you or your spouse. Y'all have this information. This is need. It's hard to go and do this. I know it's not fun. I got the least fun day. I think Lori planned that. How many of y'all heard our like if you think Lori planned it, I get the fun day, huh? And so, but that is the easiest thing to do. Like it's hard. Just get it done and put it in the lockbox. You're good. Okay. And then we're gonna work on the credit card. If you have credit card, I know some of y'all said you want to work out to get out of that credit card debt. I would love to know what do you think the average credit card debt is per household? I'm just kind of curious. I forgot to look that up, but I wanted to look that up and just see and everything. So, okay, your next is your credit card information. Again, this is a need, not fun to do, but it is a need to do. And what you're going to do is you're going to get your bill, and I just looked this up online again. And you're going, and I just spilled water all over my counter because that's what happens to me before I do a Facebook Live all the time. Like I spill something or do something stupid, because that's just how it goes. It keeps life fun. Okay. So what you're going to do on here. So this is a example of a credit card bill, and you're going to write your credit card number on here, and that's just on your card, and then your credit limit. So on here, their credit limit, they don't have the credit limit, but they have the balance. And so you write down the bank name or the credit card name, the number and address. And again, that's all on this right here. So you have the address and everything on the bill. So on your bill is going to be everything. Make sure you write down your username and your PIN for that. That way, again, if something were to happen, then you would have all of that information for that person, and they can work all that out. And again, you're going to write that all down here. Y'all, I have to say, once you write it down on here, like it's going to be shocking to you. You're going to look at this and you're going to say, okay, I'm in debt this much. Like this example, the credit card balance was $7,916. Okay. And I do believe that that's average. And if I'm not mistaken, whenever we looked that up, it was like the average person was in debt $10,000 to $15,000 in credit card debt alone. That's not including student loans or car. And so, again, this is, once you get this done, you're going to write it all down. This is just for you to have in your keepsake, just for in case something happens and everything. So I hope that makes sense. So you're going to want to go ahead and fill all of that out. We have plenty of sheets here. And then also don't forget, you have to fill out your challenge or your spending worksheet. So yesterday I actually went out to the stores to work. And so while I was there, I grabbed some stuff. And so I went to Publix and I spent $46 and I paid cash, but that's out of my grocery. So it's already budgeted. And then I also went to Kroger. I didn't remember what I spent, so I just put $61.60. That's out of my grocery budget, and I did cash. And then Shell gas, I don't remember how much I spent. I just filled up, and then I put $31.16. That's gas, but I did use my debit card for that, so I just filled that out, and that way I am keeping up with my expenses and knowing how much I spent. I did my no spend challenge like a month ago. So if y'all are saying, Shannon, what did you do spending money? I did it like a month ago, no lie, legit. So, and it can be done because if I can do it, anybody can, I promise. So yes, that was that. And so my day is done. It literally would take probably about 10 minutes, but this is a day that's not fun. It's just not a fun day, but it's a needed day because you need to get all this information down. We sold our house, paid all our credit cards before buying our new house. No debt except our house and my new car. It feels really good. Rhonda, what a successful. That is such a win right there. I'm going to go ahead and read comments because I know today wasn't a whole lot of stuff. Oh, Debbie, that is so smart. So you photocopied the page and put the date and when it was created. Since I was considering a move out of state, I decided to not use the original page so I can update it after I establish new accounts after move. Oh, Debbie, I love that. That is so smart. Okay, so is there any other questions? Again, today is just it's a needed day because it's day 4 and we have to get this stuff done. But I would love to know, have you been loving Money March so far? Comment below and say, this has been eye-opening. I've been enjoying it. What has been your one? We always say, my husband says that small group every week. There's an app for that. What is your takeaway from this? What is your takeaway so far on day 4? What have you learned this week? What has opened your eyes to the money challenge? Because I would love to know. It's just interesting, and I love to see how different people get different things out of it. Let's see here. I will bet 8,000 and up. Yeah, Lizzie, I think, yeah. 25K is my guess. Yeah, I know, isn't it? Lisa, did you look that up? Because that's so precise, Lisa. Like 6194. So I want to know, Lisa, did you look that up? That's interesting because that's such a precise number and that's pretty awesome. Hey, Lump, I'm so glad you're on. And once you see it in the front, you all together, it makes it real. I know, I agree. Once you see it, I think that's what's so great about writing it down. I think online, if you do it on, I don't know, to me, my husband does Excel spreadsheet, and whenever he does that, it means nothing. But writing it down to me, I don't know, whenever I write it down, it does something in your brain. I don't know. Maybe it's just like different brains just work different. And I do agree. I do think that. Hey, Rhonda, I'm so glad you're on. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions. We're telling ourselves not to spend for as long as we can. We will spend this weekend on extra food and cake because it's my birthday. Oh, Lori, happy early birthday. Oh, I hope you have a great one. And that is such a good, yes, you can spend on your birthday. That is your okay. I'm giving you the okay on that. Would love to start building our retirement fund. Yes, Samantha, that is so important. Gets me back on track and motivates me. Terry, I love that. I just do. Proud to say I have never not paid off my credit card bill every month. I always check my statement online, so there's no surprise. Only debt we have is our mortgage. We are a family of 5 on one income. Cash is king. I love that. I know, I love cash. And I did the cash thing on Tuesday. I went over the cash. I do believe cash is the winner. Like, I think if you pay cash, it hurts. I just do. So I agree completely, and I love that, Mandy. If you don't need it, don't buy it, and set a budget to live by. Yes. Oh, that is so awesome. I have learned I don't need a lot of stuff I buy. Denise, I know, isn't that a hard lesson? It is such a hard lesson. Like, you know, and I think God just uses this sometimes to get our priorities back in line too. I think sometimes it's like he just takes this opportunity to say, okay, what is, like, my goal also is to give more. I want to help others. That is just my heart and everything. And if you're not financially, think about all that interest you're paying towards credit card. Think if you just took that interest and helped an organization that you're like passionate about, like, think of how much different this world would be. Like, you know, we could do that. So that, again, you know, you are able to live like no one else, so you can give like no one else, as Dave Ramsey says. And I think that that is definitely a passion that we have, for sure. Dolores, you say, I personally do not have any outstanding credit card bills. I always pay within 30 days. That's awesome. That we can live a week without buying groceries or eating out. Hillary, that is a good goal. And I think it is feasible. And it's doable, but you kind of have to prepare in advance for that too. But now, even so, I was just actually telling my family at breakfast, some of the grocery stores don't have things on stock. So if they are in stock, you kind of have to buy them and everything too. So that is such a hard thing right now. We really don't need Amazon. That's my takeaway with this challenge. Oh, Lori, that is awesome. I know. I have actually, that is a hard one. That really is. It's making me very intentional on spending. I know, Kim, and I think that's it. You know, you look at your Amazon and you say, what have I bought that I really needed versus wants, and everything. I'm addicted to my credit card and love shopping. You don't realize how much you spend. I know, Beth. That is so hard. And I think that's why cash is better, Beth. I'm with you. I could swipe all day and it means nothing. I always say it's like the abyss to me. I'm just swiping. And it just, I don't get the feel of that. But the minute I hand over cash, that hurts and everything. So Beth, if you're not doing cash, I would highly recommend to do the cash envelope system. And I did a Facebook Live on Tuesday. If you go back and watch that, we talked about that. Marissa, 25,000 and up. I wonder if it's gone up. Paying for groceries has been a game changer. Oh, Melissa, I know. My husband has credit card debt. I finally paid mine off last year. Good job, Lisa. Writing down what I eat also shocks me. Oh, Lizzie, I don't think I could do that. Last night I made like a cake that was just so good, but so fattening. But I did like 16,000 steps. I was like, it is okay for me to eat this cake. But that would be hard. I love Money March. The cash system is the best. It makes you realize how much money you really have. Thank you all for thank you, Rhonda. Okay, this is teaching me discipline and record keeping. Oh, that's so hard too, Patty. I have gotten really bad about just eyeballing and depending on my own memory to know where I am financially speaking. I am a numbers person and that's how I make my living, but I think I am a cobbler's children when it comes to my own financial life. Isn't that so true, Patty? A lot of people are like that though, that do it for a living, but when it comes to their personal, it's just so different. So that's awesome that you have learned that, Patty, and that this is helping you see that. My take has always been that I had a lot of wants on my grocery list and have now streamlined into what I actually use and need. It cut $100 on my last shopping trip. Debbie, that is awesome. And yesterday I kind of felt that. I went to Kroger yesterday and I spent way too much more than I usually do. And when I got home, I noticed that Kroger didn't take a lot of my digital coupons off. So I'm kind of like, man, but then I started thinking, did I really need all of this stuff? That was my question. And I kind of had that conviction. Like, I teach this for a living and I'm not doing well at it. So that was a really huge conviction for me yesterday. And just saying, okay, next paycheck, I'm going to just really get my needs and not buy so many donation items, because that's a real struggle for me, because I know the place that we donate really does need a lot, and I'm just like, oh, but they need this, they need that. So it's kind of like I need to kind of like roll back, or go back and get what I really need and everything, and then if I have left over, then I spend that. Diane, I pay cash or check 90% of that's awesome, Diane. Okay, Sheila, I'm going to answer this and then I'm going to head off here. I want to pay off a loan against my car and work on credit cards. I need to get rid of all of these, have better future for my son to not have to worry about this. Sheila, that is so awesome. And again, I did FPU whenever I was a single mom. And I have to be honest, it was really hard for me because I had that mom guilt too, of course. And I always wanted to buy my daughter everything. Well, then whenever I started doing like cash and everything, I really had to realize my kid does not need everything. She didn't need, like, the majority of the stuff was junk. And it was just because of mom guilt. I don't know. How many of y'all have that? Can I get a heart or like, if you just have that mom guilt and you just think, okay, if I buy them this, then it makes them love me more, or they won't be so stressed and it will make them feel, am I the only one? I don't see any heart or like, so I guess I'm alone on this. And so I think that was a real challenge for me. Finally I got some hearts. And so I think for me that was just saying, okay, for my kid's future, I have to see that this is going to change her future by showing her that we don't need to buy things that we don't need. And I want to be out of debt to show her that debt is not okay. And I did. And it was hard for her too, and me. It was hard for me to just have that guilt, like, sweetie, we can't get that. Like, you can't get that piece of junk toy that's $10 that I can't really afford because I put all of those on my credit card before and everything. And I was a single mom going to college full time and working like 24 to 30 hours a week. And so, and I didn't make a lot of money at all. I worked at the hospital. And so it was really hard. So I'll have to be honest, Sheila, it is so hard, but telling your kids no now so they can have a big, huge, yes, awesome vacation in the future, that is awesome. And so, we were able to go on a really awesome vacation a few years ago. And that was just because of saying no all of those times beforehand. And if you say no to those things now, just tell them, I'm going to say no to you now, but think about it. In a few years when we're out of debt, we can go on a really awesome vacation and we can pay cash for that. And I'm teaching you this. I'm changing our family tree is what I'm doing. And so just kind of hold on to that. Put it in the back of your mind. Your kids will survive, I promise. They don't need everything. They don't need the electronics and everything. Actually, turn off the electronics and start playing a board game with them. They're $20 and it's fun and everything. Because a lot of the times, your kids just need your time. We think that they need this stuff, but they want your time. So I just would kind of encourage that for y'all on that too. So sorry I didn't see that going that route. Maybe God just allowed that opportunity to open. So Sheila, thank you for your honesty about that. And I hope that encouraged y'all and just kind of said, it's okay to say no. Say no, it's okay. And then we're going to get this credit cards paid off. We're going to get all of our finances organized. And you're going to I would love to know your wins. And you can always email me at shannon@passion@pennypincher.com if you have any other questions. Thank y'all again so much for joining. I hope y'all have the most awesome day. And again, let us know your wins. We would love to hear about them. And we'll be on throughout the day. Our team's amazing on answering questions too. Thank you again so much for joining. Go to the link above if you want to get the PDF or the book. And make sure you let other people know about this as well, especially if you know if they're struggling financially. And if they're single moms, please share this with them and let them know that they're not alone and that there is an end in sight, I promise. So y'all have a great day, and thank you again so much for joining. Bye.